Everyone in the service industry has a story, crazy customers, wild orders, and WTF moments. Do you want to start a tab? The podcast here to bring you those tales from behind the bar. My name is Carl. I've been bartending for just around 11 years now, and I have some excellent stories to share.
I feel like you're going to be saying 11 years for the next 11 years.
Yep. I don't know how to do math.
You've been saying 11 years for the past 3. So I'm Riley, and I have a little bit of experience in the service industry and a lot of experience sitting at a bar because I watch him.
Watch me work my magic.
Yes.
With the ladies.
Man.
It doesn't even matter. But so what we do here on this podcast is we read stories off the internet and we share them with you and then our viewpoints on them, and we have some fun with it. We rate each story 1 to 5, 1 being just your average bartender story and 5 being a unique situation that we are not really familiar with or we don't see all the time.
Just something that just kind of takes you aback.
Right. So get ready, put your helmet on, and have some fun.
You're going to use that two times in a row?
Used it the first time. I just finished it the other time.
Oh, okay.
So we are this type of bartender cast. We do have adult beverages.
Yes.
And I'll start with, because you have a funny story about your drink that I don't even know about yet.
Right.
So I am drinking some Plantation Zamaka rum neat. I am finishing up a reverse Manhattan, and a reverse Manhattan is 2 ounces of sweet vermouth and 1 ounce of rye whiskey. And I have a nice rum old fashioned with some Demerara, Velvet Falernum, orange bitters, and Smith & Cross rum and Plantation dark rum.
So you're going to pass out before the end of this episode?
Absolutely.
Are you going to be able to read your story?
Probably not. It'll be making fun bonus content.
You can't read sober.
I know. Yay. So let's hear your story, little lady.
I'm calling it Riley Can't Do Math.
It's a long name for a drink.
It's appropriate, though.
Why can't you do math?
Well, I was going to make an extra sweet martini. So it was going to be an ounce of sweet vermouth and 2 ounces of gin.
Yep.
And then I forgot what an ounce was on the jigger.
Oh, my God.
So I ended up putting 3 ounces of sweet vermouth into the mixing glass.
Yeah.
And I was like, 2 ounces of gin. We're good. So
you kind of have like a reverse sweet vermouth.
Yeah, sweet martini, a little bit.
Sweet martini. Yeah, so you have a sweet martini.
It's an extra sweet with extra sugar sweet martini.
We have a lot of sweet vermouth to use up in this house, so it's perfectly fine.
Right.
How does it taste?
If you like sweet vermouth, it's really good.
I forgot to use this. Do we want to start with the long? Yeah, let's start with the long story. So we're recording this Sunday night, 2 nights after St. Patty's Day. And we have a submission on our subreddit. So if you don't know, we do have a subreddit called Do You Want to Start a Tab? Link is in the description of any platform that you're watching or listening to this on. We would love for you to put your story on there if you'd like us to read it and have fun with it. And yeah, even if it's a not so crazy story, we love those stories too.
Yes.
So we have a submission by Iceman25K. This is his second story that he posted on here. This is kind of fitting again because St. Patty's Day just happened for us.
Right. And it's almost always a shit show.
St. Patrick's Day story. The Philadelphia area takes St. Patrick's Day very seriously, with most of the local assholes becoming intoxicated assholes. My wife and I decided in 2017 that we should try to hit the city for St. Patrick's Day and do it in our own way. Our last stop was an old bar with an Irish name that I've been to before. This was a mistake to come to, as every single person around 25 plus / minus a few years as there.
That sounds like my least favorite type of bar.
Yeah, right. I had to pay a $3 cover, which made no sense to me, as I've been to a lot of bars already with no cover, and they had bands along with Irish dancers. I personally feel cover charges are to keep people out. The more you keep people out, the more they want in. So if a place has a cover, I usually prefer not to go there, not my crowd. We paid the useless cover, which I assume is just a money grab, and go in. We have many issues, but I originally thought a bartender ripped me off, but it was a waitress after looking back at my correspondence with the owner. The place is packed, and a waitress tells me she'll get our drink order while at the bar. Our total for 2 drinks was $9.25, which was an awesome deal. I pay with a 20 and I panic because I don't have any more singles. as I use them for the cover. I asked my wife for $5 and she hands it to me, thinking worst case scenario, the bartender is going to give me a $10 bill back. That's all she gives me back, $10 back. She kept the 75 cents because no one cares about silver. I said, all right, I guess you tipped yourself, and gave my money back to my wife. We drank downstairs and I could see the window where people were waiting in line to get in. I saw 11 college-aged guys pass a driver's license after someone was carded. They passed it on one by one to the guy at the end of the line. And I thought that was impressive, and it worked, and they got in. As this was a place I liked, I wrote to the owner to let them know that some of my issues there, including the person keeping the change and the underage issue. Based on the response, I've still not returned and probably never will again. Email from owner. On the change, I'm stunned to hear this. I'll look into it. What concerns me most is your accusation that we willingly serve those under 21. This could not be further from the truth. We have, without doubt, the strictest card policy in Center City. In fact, if you review past complaints on various review sites, we are accused of being overly stringent on carding. Our 22 doormen that day are well-trained and experienced and take their job very seriously. We have zero tolerance for underage drinking. In addition, we contract with the city, a Philadelphia police officer stationed out front to assist with potential issues such as this. As I mentioned, we accept all feedback, good and bad. I do not ever like to argue with a guest, as I consider each guest's feedback their own. I also wish everyone had the time of their lives every time they are here. That is our goal. I'm sorry you didn't. Thank you again for taking the time to share your experience. My unanswered email response. So he wrote back, didn't get a response. I find it interesting that you're willing to look into someone ripping me off 75 cents rather than a security flaw issue about potential underage people. I know it's not the same thing, but your statement reminds me heavily on a vendor we used. The VP echoed a statement similar to yours about how their staff were the best. They protected their own, just like you. Well, the guy I complain about isn't with their company anymore because they found out that he was the fraud I said he was. I think this should be a higher concern than 75 cents.
There is a lot to unpack there.
So first of all, your mistake was going on St. Patty's Day in fucking Philadelphia.
Or ever. Anywhere.
I guess it would be cool
or
maybe.
St. Patty's Day anywhere.
I guess it would be cool maybe one time to go check it out, right? Because it's Philadelphia, huge Irish, it'd be like going to Boston, right?
Right.
So I guess, like
it
maybe.
Sounds like a good idea in theory. In execution, it's probably a nightmare.
Right. So let's start off with the cover. In Iowa, there's really only covers if it's an event, like let's say a drag show or a concert. That's usually the only reason for a cover. Smokestack, I guess, would do covers randomly.
Yeah, but they always give you a drink with your cover charge. So
yeah, and I get it. And then his drinks were 2 for $9.25. So you got they're $4.50 each. So
yeah, so you're adding tax, and we're moving on. We're still on cover, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to justify the reason for the cover for the drinks being so cheap that they're trying to get some money back in just to cover the staff that they have.
He didn't mention whether or not they had a band or anything, but I
think he would have if there was.
Right, but
no, he said other places had Irish dancers and bands, and it didn't seem this place did. The way he makes it seem like in the story. Or the way it's written, everybody had bands, including this place, and this was the only one that had a cover. So he didn't say whether or not there was a band. Right. But it's an Irish bar on St. Patty's Day. Honestly, I am expecting everybody to charge everybody that has an O apostrophe at the beginning of the name. I am expecting your cover because people want to get in. And yes, it's creating exclusivity, but it's also weeding people out. Yep. It's twofold. I can see it too because you have to probably staff double or triple the amount. And so you can't, at bar expense, you're already probably doing a lot of specials, right? Guinness and Jameson's.
Yeah, you're pouring $3, $4 Guinnesses when you usually would charge $6. Right. So the cover kind of makes up for the discounts you're getting on the booze. So I don't really agree with the cover perspective that we're getting.
I guess I get it, right? If you've been to 6 bars already, non-church card, now you're gonna do this one.
Yeah, I'd be pissed if I had to pay a cover. I just wouldn't go there.
Right. $3 is whatever. So I've
been to bars where there have been $20 covers, and I've said fuck this. Right. $3, I'd throw that $3 every day.
Right, because that's 2 beers, right? So anyways, I get it. Some people don't like doing it, So anyways, that is what it is. And then so then the whole tip thing. I've seen bartenders and I've heard bartenders doing this, right? When it's $9.25 and you don't give them the change back,
Right.
because they probably don't even have quarters there. They don't even have quarters there.
Right.
So they're just giving $1 bills. But that's
Don't
you're
tell
stealing.
them their total's $9.25 then. Tell
Right.
them their total's $10.
Right. Tell them the total's $10.
Or better yet, ask your manager or whoever controls your POS system to round up, and like Seven Hills did, everything for a while, everything was like if it came out to $6.49, it was $7. If
Right.
it came out like if you can do the math. The
Right.
math exists to make everything an even dollar amount, especially on St. Patty's Day or a popular drinking holiday. Make all your drinks with tax included
An even number.
an even number. That way you don't have to worry about silver.
Yeah, at the hotel I work at, we try to do that. So sometimes the bill is like $9.87, and I tell the guests it's $10
Right.
and stuff. And so
And if they're paying with cash, then
if it's cash, we round up. But obviously, if they pay with cards, still the $9.87. And
Right.
that's what it is. And the reason we do that is because we don't fuck with anything smaller than a quarter. We don't
Right.
fuck with dimes, nickels, and pennies because that's just a pain in the ass. And so it's just easier to deal with everything in quarters.
right. And like when I was a server, if a total came out to $9.25 and and they gave me a 10, I'd just give them $1 back. Like you can take my quarter.
Right.
Like I don't care about the silver. You don't care about the silver, but you can keep it.
Right.
But then again, it was my third job at the time, so it wasn't like I
Right.
needed that. I wasn't scraping by that money to live.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that just sucks in a manager standpoint that's what they're doing. And
right.
maybe that's what the staff was told to do. So
Right.
it's hard for us to say, was this the bartender's just straight up stealing, or maybe she just didn't have the correct change or policy or right. and
Right.
stuff like that.
If that's how she was taught, that's how she did. Or if like she'd gotten yelled at so many times, or if she's only getting quarters, or there's a number of reasons why she would have done that. Either way, there are ways to prevent that. Either give out the change
Right.
or fix it.
Right. Yeah. It is also, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's just different. Yeah. They should have handled that differently. But
Yeah.
sometimes you just don't know until you're put in the weeds. But again, it seems like this bar's been around a while, so it's not their fucking first St. Patty's Day.
Right.
Okay. So the next thing is the ID thing. So they're fucking going through the door, checks his ID, and this door guy is bluntly watching these motherfuckers pass this ID to the back.
Or if he's not watching them do it, he's looking at the same ID 10 times.
Right.
Did you not recognize the name?
Right.
And
So, I mean,
Man.
there's that. So, yeah. So, like you're saying, this same person looks like the same 20 people that just walked through the fucking door.
I went to college with people whose siblings went to college with them, and they looked similar enough that they would
Right.
just like, they would share IDs.
Yeah.
Like one would go in, and then 10 minutes later she'd go outside for a
Right.
cigarette and then pass off her ID.
Maybe there's
My
multiple.
sister and I never did that because my sister's 5'4" and I'm
6'3". Yeah.
six
Or
foot
6
tall.
foot tall,
But
yeah.
like,
Yeah, I mean, my brother and I, he took my ID from the age of 16 to 18 because he didn't want to get his driver's license, so he just took my ID because I was legal to drive. So, but so there could be also like multiple entrances, right? So like there's like 3 entrances. Maybe they're just like going back to the back end of the crowd, and you go to entrance A, you go to entrance B, you go to entrance C.
right.
But still, if there's like 12, like, yeah, it's still you're gonna see that same ID. At that point, these fuckers don't care. They're just bringing in money and getting people drunk.
Right. Right. And like the asshole to me in this situation is the owner because
Absolutely.
he's gaslighting the OP. He's gaslighting them saying, "Oh, well, we care about this. We contract out to the police. We do this and this and this." Okay, but like, yeah, that's good. That's good as a policy, but are you following up on policy? Are you
Right.
executing the plans that you have in place?
Yep.
And it sounds like they weren't.
I would just assume in this type of situation, St. Patty's Day, a lot of laws and rules get thrown out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Like underage drinking. They say, "Oh, we stay at Hard Park." Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, you're obviously you're known as a bar that this happens to because of these fucking 12 kids.
That they can pass
do
this
this.
ID and get in every time. They're going. They didn't try to do it once. They learned they could do this.
Right.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have tried it on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Because I guess that's the part of the story, or that's the part of the bar that you get more in trouble with. So he's more protected about that because
Right.
you losing your liquor license. So he's going to gaslight him, saying we're more concerned about
Right.
or we're not more concerned about this, but we take this super seriously. So I'm going to assume this is Iceman's last time going out on St. Patty's Day in Philadelphia. So,
man, I'm to the point where I pick up shifts and I do the overnight on St. Patty's Day, so I don't have to drive home at 10 p.m.
Right.
I don't want to be anywhere near a road anytime between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m.
Yeah.
On St. Patty's Day. I don't miss me.
Yeah, I think St. Patty's is the worst holiday to go out drinking on.
The day before Thanksgiving is worse.
I don't think so. Not in this town.
Oh no, it is.
No, it's not.
I will argue tooth and nail because I get off at 10 p.m. And the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, there are cops posted every block in a 10 block long and 5 block wide radius of our downtown. It's wild.
I just personally think from all the St. Patty's Days I've been to and out drinking and bartending, I just think this is the worst day to go out drinking on.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I disagree.
So which day do you think is the worst day to go drinking out on? Just let us know. Put a comment on our YouTube channel. You thought I was going to want to start arguing more about this, didn't you?
No, I was like, who are you talking to? I just told you.
Our faithful listener.
One that we have.
I'm talking to them. No, we know there's more than one listener. We just hit 400 downloads in 10 weeks. So that's awesome.
That is.
So we appreciate everyone. So yeah, if you have a comment, just our YouTube channel or shoot us a message on our Instagram or Facebook. There is something now on Spotify. They allow you to interact with your guests that way. You can do like polls and shit like that on Spotify.
Neat.
And everything like that. So I'm gonna go and see what that's all about. So yeah, maybe I'll put a poll up there. And while you're doing that on your wonderful podcasting platform, give us a rating, 1 through whatever. 5 stars, excellent, or whatever.
You know what we left out though, because that we need to include in the poll is New Year's Eve / New Year's.
Right, in the poll I'll put New Year's Eve, day before Thanksgiving, St. Patty's Day, and other.
I'm trying to think of if there's more.
4th of July.
Yeah. Ooh.
4th of July is different though because this
4th of July is a 48-hour before and after. I don't want to be anywhere near a road. Yeah. Because people start drinking on the 2nd and they don't stop drinking until the 9th.
At least with 4th of July, it involves food, right? Like you're grilling, you're cooking out. So at least you're eating.
So does St. Patty's Day. It's corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
Rubens.
But it's nice outside, so you're eating more all the time, Right.
So. Well, and not St. Patty's. 4th of July is spread over days or a weekend or whatever. You start barbecuing for lunch and then you keep drinking. So you're usually passed out.
I know a worse holiday for one particular city, Mardi Gras.
Oof. Oof. And that's weeks long.
Yeah, that's weeks long. We just had Noam on, and he's just like, fuck this. But he's like, it's worth it for money-wise.
Right. That's like tourist trap towns that make their entire year's worth of livelihood on a weekend.
Think about if you're a bartender in Boston or Philadelphia. How much money you making in that one fucking weekend?
I mean, is it worth it, though?
I don't know. So, yes. All that rambling.
If you are a bartender in one of those cities, please let me know. Is it worth it?
Right.
I really want to know.
How much money are you really making?
Right. And is it worth it?
Right. All right. So that's a lot of rambling.
Yes.
Let's go rating story. Rating story, I'm going to give it a 2 just because of how kind of dismissive the owner was and what, in the response, the detail. Because the story itself are average stories, right?
Yeah.
The underage drinking and the whole,
everyday,
the tip thing or the quarters thing. Like I said, yeah. I've seen places and I've heard that talked about before because it's just a speed thing. That just comes again to miscommunication. Well, I don't know.
Miscommunication, poor training, people choosing what they're doing without being told what to do, which is poor training, or following the status quo.
Right.
I'm going to disagree with you. And I usually disagree with you. And I think it's more extreme. And I'm going to say it's less extreme. And I'm going to put it at 1.5 because Philadelphia has colleges.
Mm-hmm.
Every college town I've seen has had some event of this underage drinking, and every manager in one of those bars is going to shirk responsibility for the...
Right.
So, I mean, it's as close to a 1 as I can think of for every individual part.
Right.
The fact that all 3 parts happen in one visit gets it to 0.5 for me. That's a fun story.
Yep. Thank you, Iceman25K, for posting on our subreddit.
Please keep submitting stories.
Everyone.
Carl's favorite subreddit for stories just got shut down, so we need help.
Yeah. Yeah, the subreddit I just got shut down because it was unmoderated.
Yep. Stop reading my story.
No, that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's what I want.
Stop reading my story. You're cheating off my paper.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Let's go.
Are you ready for mine?
I'm ready.
Okay, this was posted 7 months ago by a deleted user on Reddit under the malicious compliance subreddit.
Okay.
So, we're familiar with malicious compliance from a previous episode, but basically you follow everything to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. That's their whole thing. So this is called alcohol-free alcohol.
Okay.
It says, this is a short one. Back in the 90s, I was in a club with my social circle. Now, I'm a complete lightweight, but when it comes to drink... let me start over. My mouth is all gummy.
Yeah, you're drinking like 40 ounces of sweet vermouth. It's going to dry it out like a motherfucker.
This is a short one. Back in the 90s, I was in a club with my social circle. Now, I am a complete lightweight when it comes to drinking, so I was often the designated driver in our group. I don't know why that was in quotes. I want to know why that was in quotes.
That means that she has like 1 or 2 drinks and not as many as everyone else. That's
right. Was she the triple D, the designated drunk driver?
Right.
That is the guy who would not be drinking that night so he could drive everyone else home. On this particular night, it was $1 pots and spirits, a pot being a small beer and spirits meaning cheap, watered-down spirits with a mixer, i.e. bourbon and Coke. As I was not drinking alcohol that night, I walked up to the bar and asked for a Coke with ice. Bartender says $3. I said, but it's $1 pots and spirits tonight. And she said, no, that's only pots and spirits. I then pointed out that I was designated driver, and surely she understood that the post-mix Coke was cheaper to pour anyway. Nope, she wouldn't budge. I then asked for a bourbon and Coke with no bourbon. She says, no worries, pours me my drink and charges me $1. I stared at her, and she legitimately didn't seem to notice anything wrong with the interaction.
That's going to be a fucking clip for sure.
I can't.
Is that the end of the story?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay, the whole, there's some people, sometimes, there's a group of people and one person says on the DD and they just ask for a pop or soda water. I give it to them for free.
Yeah.
Because
what does a cup of soda cost? Like 35 cents tops.
Right. And I'm like, thank you for being
Safe.
being my friend.
For being a responsible friend. Drive your friends home, find a DD.
Right. But the whole designated quote thing, that means they had a couple beers at the beginning of the night and they stopped drinking. That's what that means. But anyways, dude, I hate bartenders that like that. Like you. And she then ordered the whole bourbon and Coke without the bourbon. Like, is this bartender that dumb? Like, she's not even realizing what she's doing. Right.
She didn't seem to notice anything wrong with the interaction is what got me. Like, if you'd been drinking at the bar all night and I was the bartender and I was like giving you a little bit of shit and then you were like going back and forth and thought it was funny and I gave you like a look, that'd be different. But if she didn't understand... I mean, I'm sure she had to have understood.
I know there's some dumb people out there.
There are some dumb people.
There's dumb bartenders. Sorry, world. I know I'm a bartender, and there's some dumb motherfuckers out there. And I'm not saying I'm the smartest motherfucker out there because I miss some things.
Right. It reminds me of the episode of The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon goes to Penny's job and he asks for a Virgin Cuba Libre.
Yeah.
And she's like, "So you want a Coke?" "No, I want a Virgin Cuba Libre."
Right.
"So you want a Coke?"
With a lime.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, I mean, yeah, I've had her. My whole joke too is, can I get a vodka tonic, hold the tonic? So you want vodka on the rocks? Or no, can I get a margarita, but can you hold the lime juice and simple syrup? So you want tequila on the rocks? No, I want
tequila and triple sec. Thank you.
No, they're just, but yeah, it's just like, so you just want tequila on the rocks then? I had this one guy come and place an order. So people are very, it's always interesting how people order certain drinks, right? Can I get a Tito's and soda short. Okay. I always find it like funny that they have to specifically say that. Like, I'm going to put it in a tall glass no matter what. But then again, it's like, what divey bar do you go to on the normal that just is like making you huge drinks all the fucking time? I just laugh inside. I don't ever try it. Like, I don't correct that shit because that's just how they order. And then, or can I get a vodka soda tall single shot? And I want to tell them, like, just because it's
tall is single.
Tall is single. But again, it comes like, it's where they come from, right?
Well, because most dive bars, when you say, can I get a vodka tonic tall, they take the vodka, they take the gun, and then they do this until the cup is full.
Right. And it's tall. But this other guy the other day, that was a couple months ago, but he orders, can I get gin and olive juice in a glass with rocks? I go, so you want a dirty martini extra dry? He's like, I don't want any dry vermouth. I go, that's what I'm telling you.
That's what extra dry means.
That's what extra dry means. He's like, no, I just want this. And I go, so do you want me to just pour gin in a glass and pour olive juice on top of it and serve it to you like that? He's like, no, I want you to stir it up. I go, so what you need to order. And he kept getting mad at me. I'm like, I'm helping you for later situations where they're gonna look at you fucked up, you know? I'm like, this is what you're ordering. And he goes, that's not what I want. I go, fucking fine.
This is what you want.
I made it for him. And then his friend goes, I know exactly why you told him what he did, you know? And I'm just
because an extra dry martini means that I want you to put gin in the mixing glass. I want you to grab the vermouth and I want you to wave it over the mixing glass. And you don't pour anything in it, but I want you to wave it over, put it back, and then you stir it.
I mean, again, that just goes back to where the fuck he drinks at, and that's how he has to say it. But it's like, I'm trying to teach you how you order at like 99% of the places you go to, but he was not having it that day.
Or you order a gin and olive juice on the rocks.
But he wanted to stir together though already. He wanted a martini, but he just didn't want the
on the rocks.
Because it is a long, right? Can I get a gin dirty martini extra dry? That's, you know, like in theory, that's a kind of long drink order to say.
Yeah.
But also, if you don't understand it, you don't
understand.
And also,
if you think a martini should be made with vodka, then you're wrong. So gin should be the go-to.
Yep. But anyways, it was
controversial statements.
Heating up here. Do you want to start a tab? But yeah, it was I love giving people learning moments or teaching moments, and it's fun when they don't want to be taught.
Yeah, you like being a condescending asshole.
Yeah, it's fun. I pissed some lady off the other night, and like Jody was there, like doing dishes, and she goes, "Man, you pissed that one woman off about with a old fashioned." I don't even know the story. Like, I don't even know what I said. I'm just like, sure. Like, it happens so much where I piss people off.
Which one's the quick? Nope. This isn't. No. Oh, wait. Yep. That's how I feel about that story.
I'm going to edit that out. All right. So what do you rate that story?
I
give it a 1.25.
You do?
Yeah. Because of the ignorance of the bartender, not even like realizing, like arguing, But
is that not more shocking than a 1.25?
No, because it happens all the time.
That's fair. I'm gonna give it 2 because most bartenders will be like, "Hey, listen, you need to order it this way because my manager's right there."
That's just a bartender who doesn't think for themselves. Not even a bartender. This is a person who just doesn't like doing exactly what they're told. This is why it fits the subreddit, right? Like well, that's what you said you wanted, so this is what I'm going to charge you. And they don't, like, in their head, it doesn't click that that's what so.
Right. I will change my rating. I agree with you.
That's the first time in fucking history you changed something because of something I said. We're gonna have so much fun with these buttons. I'm gonna push your buttons.
I'm gonna push all your buttons. God damn it.
So this episode has been off the rails since minute 2 into this podcast. This is what happens when we don't record for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We're just like, what's going on?
And like, I'm sleep deprived. You just woke up from a nap.
Yeah. And we start banging out drinks.
Yeah.
All right. So just please remember, tip your bartender, don't be a dick, and drink responsibly.